Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be on my final winter outlook 2017-2018. It's going to be relatively short because I know there's plenty of winter outlooks out there and they're like 18, 20 minutes long, which in my opinion is just way too long. There's chances of you watching the whole video are just absolutely minimal. So hopefully this video will stay under 7 minutes. So first off, let's see what NOAA has to say. And again, I'm not a full supporter of NOAA. I'm not one of those fanboys of NOAA, but it does give you a general outlook and it does give you a general pattern look on what's going to happen this winter. So what NOAA is saying for the precipitation outlook, that the south will be drier and the north will be wetter. And that is associated with the La Nina pattern, which I'll explain in just a bit. Now let's look at their temperature outlook. Their temperature outlook, I don't really agree with it that much. I agree with the precipitation outlook quite well, but the temperature outlook, I don't think the warmer air is gonna reach this high into the northwest. Um, I don't think it's gonna be this warm in the northeast. I think the blue should be across the Midwest and into the Northeast this winter. And for Alaska, I think it should be more of the state should be in the blue. And to be honest, what they just did is just laid over the La Nina pattern over the map, and they're like, "Oh, this year there's gonna be La Nina pattern, so this is what's gonna be." But there's a lot of variability that happens, so there needs to be some changes done. Now let's look what the probabilistic ENCO outlook is. This is probably one of the most important parts of the winter outlook, if not the most important part. So you could see La Nina conditions are predicted to continue at least 65 to 75% chance through the northern hemisphere winter 2017-2018, with a 51% chance of continuation through February through April 2018. Now we're not worrying about February or April, but you could see they're continuing. It's going to be continuing through the winter 2017-2018. You could see November, December, January, February, January, February, March, all La Nina. And I would also like to mention that the La Nina was for the fall, because that's going to be an important part later on in the outlook. So La Nina was during the fall. So this year's fall had a La Nina also. And I'll tell you guys in a minute why it's important. So you may be asking, what does it even mean to be a La Nina pattern, or why is that important? Well, a La Nina pattern is a cooling of the waters across west of the Peru, Chile, of those countries in South America, and what it does is that blocking high pressure develops, and that sends a jet stream into Alaska. So that sends a jet stream back down into a trough, into the United States. And usually it depends, because not every La Nina is the same. Definitely not, but most La Ninas end up looking like this: wet and warm across the southeast, dry across the southwest and warm, wet and cold across the northwest. So if it's colder and wetter, that means more snow. And I think this year, this La Nina, for this La Nina, the cold will be extended into the northeast and Midwest, and I think the wet will stay right here. So if the wet and cold will overlap, there will be some major snowstorms for the Northeast and Midwest, I think, this year, definitely. There's also what I was saying earlier, why the fall La Nina means a lot, because this is an image from the fall, and you could see this is a temperature anomaly. So anywhere you see blue is below average temperatures. Anywhere you see red is above average temperatures, and you could see this was fall. I think this was October, so you could see there's some pretty chilly air for that season up here, and anywhere you see the blue, pretty much. And if the pattern was a La Nina during the fall and this happened, and the La Nina is supposed to continue through the winter, then these cold shots will definitely happen through the winter. They will definitely continue through the winter if it happened during the fall and if the La Nina stays the same. So that's an important part, because I think there will be several cold shots that could reach down into the southeast, Louisiana, Texas, those areas. I think they'll get into some of these cold shots, and there could be a storm riding over those areas. So a storm, cold air that could produce a snowstorm. So this is the final outlook. Sorry that it's blurry. I needed to do some modifications, so that's why it came out like that. So let's start off with the Northwest. I think it's going to be very cold and plenty of snow. Because of the cold air overlapping with the moisture, I think there's going to be plenty of snow. The upper plains, I think it's going to be equally as cold as the areas in purple, but not as much snow as the areas in purple because I just don't think there's going to be that much storms. There's probably just going to be several Alberta clippers that pass through, maybe one or two major storms, but I think most of the storms will be confined to the Midwest and Northeast this year. So I'm saying for the Northeast and parts of the Midwest, very cold as well, with also plenty of snow. Now let's move on to the Southeast. Also above average warmth, but only to a certain extent, so not too warm, because there's going to be several cold shots that can reach down south into pretty much all the way into Florida, and a little more precipitant areas in orange. So that's why I put it in green because there could I think there's going to be a little bit more precipitation there, since La Nina pattern always brings a little bit more precipitation to this area in general. And I think there's not going to be that much precipitation here due to the La Nina in the orange, and I think there's going to be above average warmth definitely. And same thing goes for Hawaii and Alaska. I wanted to do the whole state in this color, but I just did this for I don't know why that happened. I can't remember. So Alaska is very cold, plenty of snow also, especially for the northern part of the state. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully you learned something new. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. Please consider subscribing and liking the video. See you guys in the next episode.